fine.
You sure you're in any shape to drive now?
Okay.
This one's a lot easier than the rowboat, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
Not as tiring. This is a fast boat.
It does feel fast, doesn't it? I really wish I could sit down on these nice little benches here.
I know. They look comfortable, but no.
That they do.
He's, that other fella that traveled with us, is that y'all's son?
Oh, Skit. Skit used to work with Eustace at the tram company back many years ago now.
Oh.
They were co-workers and they worked the tram here in Saint Denis, the one that goes on the rails through town.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been kind of retired for quite some time since they've gone on strike. I'm hoping a tram company will start back up soon.
There's always
I'd
a
like
chance.
I ain't never been on no, tram.
Elvine's not a fan of them because of the electricity.
Oh, I've gotten over my fear of electricity as time's gone on, but originally I thought electricity would last 2 weeks and then people would be tired of it.
I don't think that fad's ever going to fade, darling.
It's here to stay, I'm afraid now.
Yeah.
I used to do a haunted tram through the city of Saint Denis. I would tell little haunted tales as we rode the tram through town about different locations and stuff.
Oh.
Yes, it was quite the adventure then.
Would you ever tell haunted stories on the misadventures?
Could, yes.
Okay.
Do you recall any stories? You could probably share one right now.
Oh, I have the one about the bees.
We're in a boat. Is that an appropriate one?
I think so. How do you get more appropriate? In just one moment, though. Let me think about it close.
Alright. But that's what I like to do. Like, people would be waiting at specific areas, because we'd have it all planned out beforehand, so we kind of had a schedule, you know, of, like, where we were going to be, just for security reasons, and, yeah.
I can do the one at the haunted tram tale about the bees, if you like.
Okay.
It was a beautiful, sunny summer day, the kind you hope for when going for a picnic aboard a rowboat, when suddenly a cloud appeared. Looking up for rain, the spirit realized they were under a giant dark cloud. But it was not a cloud of vapor. It was a traveling bee colony. Having a terrifying fear of bees since a childhood incident, the spirit hoped that the bees would continue onward, dropping lower and lower. It quickly became apparent the bees were going to land as a colony in the rowboat. They stood up, oar in hand, to smack the bees away, but forgetting that they were in a rowboat as one does when the bees descend, they lunged. The boat shifted underfoot and they fell hard, head smacking the side of the boat, just before rolling unconscious, face down, off into the water. The bees landed on the back of the floating body as it drifted and swirled through the waterways of Saint Denis, looking to others like a bee-coated log as their life flowed away.
That was eerie.
My word.
Yeah, that's one of the many tales we used to tell on the tram, but it's very appropriate for a boat like this. Get people to thinking while they're out in a rowboat.
Yeah.
I don't have a fear of bees so much as snakes, really.
Do you have a story about snakes?
Ooh,
I hope not. I hate snakes. They slither.
I have another story if you want to hear one.
Hmm. I ask Granny for stories all the time.
We'll do the one
Yeah.
about the outhouse. Hello, cautious. What's that?
I was gonna say, let's hear it. Sorry.
Oh, yes. Hello, cautious spirit. Come forward. There's nothing to fear now. Everyone answers nature's call eventually. Even in Saint Denis, an inside restroom is still a luxury. The cold late night trek far to the outhouse is never lovely, but this night it was outright horrifying. Our spirit put on a long night garment and with lantern in hand, crept slowly out to answer nature's call. They opened the outhouse, sat the lantern on the floor, latched the door, and made themselves settled. They breathed out a sigh and felt a calm before they felt something unsettling touched them from the emptiness of the outhouse. In the darkness of the outhouse pit, something lurked and loudly churned the waters. The spirit jumped upright and fell roughly back against the outhouse door. Two enormous, slender, velvet ears slid up, out of the outhouse's recess like a very foul magic act. In a panicked frenzy now, they jumped again, but knocked over the lantern. Two unfortunate things aligned that night. The crash of the door had wedged the latch firmly shut, and no one knows for sure how the jackrabbit had made such a horrific, wrong turn while creating its burrow. Yes. There's all kinds of horrors that can happen in a town the size of Saint Denis.
I feel bad for both of them.
I do as well.
I like your stories.
Thank you, I appreciate that. They're very nice at night like this, and I've come to realize they're quite haunting out on the waterways like this. Dark and quiet out here, sloshing along like this.
That moon sure is pretty.
It is. It's descending. It's like a smile. Granny Sue, what is your favorite baked good at the baked goods place?
Oh goodness, I really like carrot cake, but
Oh.
I can't get over pie. Pie, I mean, all the different flavors of pie that you can have, and then the fact that you can pair them with things, and oh goodness,
Oh, yes.
indescribable.
I think I can see the lights of Blackwater in the distance.
I think so as well. Just to the left of us there.
Well, what have you and your mister been up to since last I saw you?
Our
Do
niece
y'all run
came
a
to town.
business?
I do the little tarot cards here and there, but it's not really a business for us. Our niece came to town in Blackwater. I don't know if you've met a Melissa in town.
No.
She does chicken jokes and likes horses a lot.
Oh.
She'll be around, I'm sure. What's that?
Oh, shit, I ain't seen no Melissa either.
Well, we met her in Blackwater a couple of times, and think she's been in and out of town there, but I'm not sure.
Melissa was at the tea party the other night.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yeah, that's Melissa.
Like, which one's Melissa?
She has
Did I meet
short,
her?
dark hair.
I don't think you were there that night for the tea.
No.
I was probably still upstairs healing.
That's when the marshal and another sheriff's deputy or something and serenaded us.
CJ. That was CJ.
Oh,
I
that was
heard him.
CJ. Okay, CJ.
Heard him say the name.
I can't remember.
Caterwauling.
Yes, both of them were caterwauling that night. How has business been, May? Everything all right?
Business usually is pretty good. I don't know about the last few days because I was healing, so
What happened to you?
I got
Something
attacked by a
about a pig
cougar.
Oh no, where were you at? Do we need to be cautious?
McFarland's Ranch, and I know there's
Mm.
typically a cougar there. I was with Stella and Val, and they're like, "I want to go see if the cougar's over there." So they went to go do that. So I figured, I was
Oh.
fine. I'm fine. Nope, cougar was hunting me. Next thing I know, my horse threw me off, and I jumped off the bridge because it was walking along the bridge, and I thought I saw it coming round.
Yes.
Into the little river embankment, and so I jumped back up on the bridge, and it came back real fast, and
Oh,
the only thing I could think to do was put my hands over my neck and curl up in a
Yes.
ball, and that's the last thing I remember.
well, I'm glad you're all right. That sounds horrifying.
It was horrifying. It is. Yep.
I know you've had your injuries, but I'm glad you're up and around at least.
Thank you. Yeah. He tore into my head, on the back of my neck, and my upper body. So,
Oh,
and he took half of my pinky.
no. It's all right. We'll get his pinky. We'll find him.
I'm sure Stella and them did, but Stella and them didn't tell nobody what happened to me, so nobody knew. I was up there just laid up resting.
No.
Yeah, that's not entirely true. Now, Stella did tell me, you know what, I just didn't tell him.
Oh,
Granny
hi.
think went to bed shortly after, and, well,
Yeah.
not many folks were around.
Good night, everyone.
I don't
Yeah,
think people
pretty
take as long to do the healing than I do, so I'm
Yeah.
fragile.
I
I
know.
looked for you, though. But everybody said they'd tuck you in, I think, at that point.
Mm-hmm. I had a fever. It was not pleasant.
Mm-mm. You've done a wonderful job of this.
You are the best boatsman I've ever seen. I mean, compared to CJ, oh my God.
He probably crashes into it and is like, "We're here."
Yeah, he basically did. That's what it was.
Yeah, and he wonders why I didn't trust him.
Right?
I'm gonna get you some money out of the bank and give to you for all this.
Nonsense. I had a good
Yes.
time.
No,
I would have
I'm
been
gonna give
spending
you
the money
something.
regardless if you were here or not.
I want to help you out. I enjoyed my trip today and consider it a little start on your misadventures fund.
Oh, you going to put a stake in the misadventures?
No, but I'm going to give you a little money to help you out, get you started.
Well, with the senior discount, it's only $5.
Nonsense.
I'll make sure May's put in the book as one of the nicer ones in town.
One of
yes.
the good ones, and no question mark about that.
Oh, yes. May's a good girl.
Gotta
Don't tell
look
nobody,
out.
but she's Granny's favorite.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Gotta protect our older folks. They're the wisest
That's right.
ones.
Yes, that's yes, no.
I'm still a bit mad about that man trying to scam me in a fishing pole.
I'm having trouble. I got money out, but I can't figure out how to give.
price too
There you go.
much.
No, it is not. You take that. I know that was an expensive day today.
It was a fun day.
It really was, and I had an amazing misadventure.
Yeah.
It was the start of something for you, and I'm excited for your future.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
misadventures because something will always go wrong.
Something always does. Well, like today, we had to get multiple boats out because of all the bridges and stuff. Nothing too bad, though.
Have you ever seen the caves in Guarma?
No,
Ooh.
I'll have to take you there.
we'll have to go sometime.
I hear this saltwater air is good for skins like ours.
Yeah, we haven't even been to Guam. We have to go and see what it's all about over there.
What's crazy is I know people that have been over there several times and they just go over there to work. They'd never explored it. They didn't know about the caves.
But you have to start teaching people about all these kinds of things. Is that a giant bird in the middle of the street? Oh no, that's a dog. Oh,
Oh, look at that. Everybody's still standing there right where we left them. I'm gonna put this money away.